All right, tinkling aside.
There are some things, Dave, I tell you before we go on the air that are in confidence.
I know, but
thank you for bringing that
I
up.
didn't say that you had to. I just said, you just spoiled it. You did it yourself.
What?
All I said was tinkling aside. And then you told the story.
I think they all had to tinkle, and the Sting collectively should have said, timeout, we need to tinkle.
You don't get to do that. 4-1 right now, and yeah. I mean, shots on goal pretty even, but those don't really count if they don't go in. Been an interesting period. A lot of roughness out there, a lot of aggression out there, actually.
Yeah.
Not surprisingly,
you can see some frustration coming out for sure.
Yeah, that's not the second period I thought we were going to see out there. I really thought that things were on track for the Sarnia Sting, and obviously after that period, it just seemed, again, a lot of frustration out there. Into the penalty box
and a lot of scattered play, right?
There was.
This was not the great team effort I was hoping for.
Well, and that kind of goes back to the point of everybody needing to be where they're supposed to be. It's not just where you're supposed to be. It's being at where you're supposed to be at the right time where you're supposed to be.
100%.
Absolutely a lot of variables out there. I thought they played a better first period, quite honestly.
I did too. First period, was I think fairly even, and the score showed it. But I mean, we've let them in. I mean, the 3 goals that they got since then, really, I would say better than half of those were our fault. We just kind of let them in, and we gave them opportunities that we shouldn't have, and what are you going to do?
Is there anything new out there that we saw that the Sting were doing that we didn't see in the first period, or was it just it didn't seem like they were moving as fast?
No, and I think for me too, I think there was some line juggling out there too, because I looked down at one point and I wasn't quite sure, it wasn't the usual pairings I would expect to see out there, and I don't think we took advantage, because one of the things that they try to do, in pretty much any team sport, is when you put out a line, the other team is going to try and match, or create a mismatch where we put out our first string line, they're going to put out their, or we see them put out their third string, there might be a moment where we could take the opportunity to put out our first.
Well,
and you create that mismatch that creates opportunities. And I think that it just really felt like we were juggling all the way around, and there wasn't any great consistency to the lines that we had out there. And even amongst the lines, you got, like I said, I think in the beginning we were talking about, I really like Felak and Hill on the same lineup because they tend to produce.
Yeah.
But there were not many Felak Hill.
We haven't seen that
lines actually playing in that case, and
well, it kind of makes you want to go back and go, why? Why are we not seeing that?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I mean, knowing the coaches, what we do of them, they always have something in mind, and I don't know. It's because it's certainly not the time to be testing it out, is it?
Well, I mean, yeah, it is, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like at any time, you might.
I just mean like if we saw that work, why would we change? Like if it ain't broke, kind of thing, right?
Well, yeah.
So why
there's
do they
a lot of
change it
different factors. There's a lot of different factors. People who are tired. Guys doing something really terribly wrong. What you're going to sit for a couple of rounds. I mean, there's a. There could be any number of reasons why you would juggle that, but in a game like this where the teams are so closely matched, you're right. That's not really the time when you want to change it up too much, and keep the things that are working, keep them working, and make them work a little harder. Maybe.
And a lot of work goes into, and if you pull out the stat sheets or go online, it will show you
Oh,
you know, this guy and this guy are considered to be evenly matched, and so on and so forth. And I'm sure that's all a part of the process of how we create our lines. It's not just who's doing well for us over on our side.
Yeah.
It's who are we up against. And that doesn't just mean, oh, the Kitchener Rangers in this position. It's we're up against so-and-so and so-and-so on each line. Yeah, so, I mean.
But it just seemed everything was really quite inconsistent in that period. And I think that's, that's what created some opportunities. And I think, again, we were passing, and the passing was not particularly great.
There were a lot of missed passes out there.
A lot of missed passes.
And there was definitely
a lot of turnovers.
Did you feel like even there was some frustration between some of the Sarnia Sting players?
Oh, well, I don't know necessarily between the Sting players.
Like I sent that to you and you missed it. That's got to be frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing's got to be frustrating, right? We should be fairly evenly matched with this team.
It should at least be 4-3 or 4-4 or something like that.
It should be really a whole lot closer than
I would think.
Is.
That was kind of what I thought at the beginning, too. All right. Well, we won't keep you long here. We're kind of to the point on this one. It's 4-1 for the Kitchener Rangers. Third period often seems to be when they turn it up, but it's often
I'd
too
love
late.
To see that, man.
But we have seen the Sarnia Sting come back to something like this. We've seen it recently, but
happy birthday,
Matt McNeil!
He's not even paying attention.
Goodbye.
Good. See, I'm just trying to do something nice for her,
Anyway, I get it, though. You get focused on your job. And
I hear you, brother.
I go walking up the round, and there. I go the wrong way so people don't see me.
Yeah, there you go.
4-1. Yeah, they got to turn it on here. The last 20 minutes of hockey, we have seen the Sarnia Sting turn this around, even in recent games. But you can't always really, why wait? So we'll see what happens coming out there. We're about 9 minutes away from that, and then of course we will have the post-game press conference coming up afterwards. Never know what that's going to be all about. Usually pretty interesting conversation. Usually exciting because we won, or what happened because we didn't. Either way, we'll have the scoop for you. On behalf of myself, I'm David Burrows. This is my friend Jay Peckham.
Go Sting, go!